A very good morning again. It's fantastic to see you all here today. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Ngunnawal and Ngambri people. I would like to pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. A very warm welcome to everybody to this year's Accounting Change, presented by Tailored Accounts in collaboration with ACS. We'd like to thank ACS and Jenalle for hosting us here today. My name is Davina, and I'll be your MC for today. It's a genuine pleasure to see you all here bright and early. For those who are new to us, Tailored Accounts was founded by Harry Hoang back in 2008. We are proud to be one of Australia's leading management accounting and consulting companies. Over the years, we've had privilege of working with more than 1,000 companies and non-profit organizations all across Australia. A core part of our philosophy is continuous improvement. All our employees received a one-day training seminar at the end of each month to keep them at the forefront of accounting skills and innovation. So in 2017, our CEO and founder, Harry, who you will be hearing for later today, decided to make these monthly training sessions available to university students and to professionals. And just like that, the foundation of this very event was laid. AccountantChange was initially just an event, but it has since grown into a powerful education platform. We're incredibly proud of this, and it was nominated as a training award with the ACT government. This platform is built on a simple truth that for us students and young professionals, learning and studying do not end with uni. It is best to learn in fields and constantly challenge ourselves. So, you may not fully recognize the importance of what you learn here today instantly, but I'm confident that this will connect the dots in the future. So just a few notes. I know your university courses are important, but this program is designed to give you something outside of that. It is built to bridge the gap between academic life and your future career. So I sincerely urge you, be attentive, ask questions, meet, mingle, learn something new. It will help you in the future. Okay. All right. So our speakers today are Min Kim, Jenalle Bushby, and Harry Hoang. Let's start with our very first session. So our very first session is Xero Skill Lab. Please give a warm welcome to Min Kim. Min. Okay. So he's an accountant at Tailored Accounts. Min holds a bachelor's of commerce from ANU, and he majored in accounting and finance. His session will be how to use Xero 101. He'll be showing you how to master your business finances as a sole trader or contractor, covering everything from a Xero dashboard and invoicing to bank reconciliation. When you have the floor.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you this morning. My name is Min Kim, as Debbie just introduced me. I'll be going through the Xero basics of how we deal with accounting accounts and finances of our clients. I'm sure you'll hear as contractors, freelancers, or experts in one specific field, but I see that you're mostly students. I understand that you guys must have a lot of expertise in the field, but I'm sure that expert bookkeeper is not one of the criteria that you want to put on your business card. But I do also want to point out that bookkeeping and having accurate financial record is also a very important first step that you need to take to make better business decisions. I'll get right on to it. So this, yep. So firstly, I'll cover why we use Xero, and second, we'll go to Xero dashboard, and we'll dive into invoicing and billing and managing bills and expenses, and we'll demystify bank reconciliation. And finally, I'll wrap up with some tips and best practices that we could use for small businesses and business helpers like myself. So I'll just go right back to the slide. So the reason why we use Xero is it's a trusted worldwide software cloud-based accounting program that millions of users and small businesses, medium business owners use. It's currently holding about 4.4 million users worldwide, and it's a very reliable software that we can access anywhere on Earth. And it's also an access anywhere software, as mentioned previously. It's a cloud-based software, so you're not actually tied to your desk and laptop. You can actually work in your van, cafe, waiting for a coffee, and make business decisions right on the go, or help your client make a better decision. And it's an assistant tool that can help you automate tasks as well. It's not fully automated to help you get your business input yourself, but there are some tools on Xero available that can help you save your time and put that time into a better use. So we'll be navigating the Xero dashboard. So first thing that Xero dashboard holds is a financial overview, and it has some quick actions to access the reports that we'll need to make financial decisions. And I'll show you how the custom reports can help us view the financials of the businesses. So right on to the Xero. So this is what we see once we access Xero. This is called dashboard, and what we see is the bank balances and invoices owed to you, which means account receivables. So you'll see the total amount of invoices that you see in draft and that has been sent to your clients or customers, and overdue invoices that you'll need to chase up to receive. And also on the bottom, you have bills you need to pay, which is accounts payables. You see the total amount that's sitting in draft, which needs more work from you, and awaiting payment and overdue amount. So you can see that awaiting payment and overdue amount for both accounts receivables and accounts payables equal out, which means all the invoices or bills that you have either sent out to your customers or received from your clients are all overdue and will need further work. And I'll show how Xero can assist you in chasing up for those payments. At the very bottom, you'll also see total cash in and cash out. It is a very simplified form of viewing your cash flow of your business. It's like a pulse of how your business is currently doing. And you'll see it goes back 6 months in time and shows you the total amount of cash in and cash out of your business. And we'll get right on to invoicing. So invoices are, as you might already know, the receivables of your businesses. It is the most important part to get your business going and keep it as a going concern. So what we see here is all invoices that you have either drafted up or have been sent out to your clients or have been paid or are sitting in your awaiting for payment tab and needs to be chased up to your clients. So obviously, this is already an established business that we have created as a demo company. But once we have an ongoing contract or quote that we need to send out to the client, this will become a beginning point of your receivables. So we'll just jump to quotes page. Some businesses that have an established procedure will be sending out a quote to your client to discuss a potential amount for your task. I know that's a ridiculous amount of money in there, but please keep in mind this is demo information. So once you have negotiated a quote and both you and your client or your customer have agreed on an amount and a set deadline for the task to be completed, you will also get a quote accepted notification from Xero. And Xero, as was pointed out earlier, has a few functions that can help you save your time, whereby in here, you can click create invoice, and that quote that you and your client have agreed upon will be turned into an invoice right with one click. And then that invoice gets created and now sits on your dashboard, awaiting for sending out, awaiting for your reminder to your client, all that. So Yes. So once you have created an invoice based on the quote, you can enter in a appropriate description and quantity of the work, price of the work, if there's any discount applied, and you can set it as a percentage and then apply it to the right account that you have set for your business. And of course, the tax is very important. So if your business is GST registered, we'll apply GST on income. And let's not just click approve. Yeah. And then once that invoice gets approved, we'll just do any other. Once all the relevant information has been filled out on the invoice, we can post the invoice and it'll be sitting on the account receivables report that I'll be showing you later. Yes. So that invoice has now been created based on the quote that was agreed between you and the client. And we now have an invoice that we can wait to be received from the customer. So I'll jump to bills now. Now, bills is, we can easily say it's a nightmare for all businesses. We like receiving money. Our clients love receiving money, but paying money is a pain to see. But it's also a good way to manage your business reputation. Paying on term, paying the right amount, and not having your clients or not having your supplier chase up to you for payments is a good way to have your good reputation for your business. So whenever we receive a bill or invoice from a supplier, we will be creating a bill on Xero purchase tab. So it works just like the invoices. When we create a new bill, we'll enter in from who, date of the invoice, and due date of the invoice or bill, and then enter in the reference description, account of your expenses, and the text and the total amount of the bill. So we'll just put in pellet accounts, be on the same date, then say AccountantChange seminar. And then their expense. It's a bill. It's the expenses. It's not sales. Put anything office expenses. Just expense. And then post it. So just like that, when we receive a invoice or bill from a supplier, we'll put it on Xero, and that way we will also see this bill on our accounts payable report. So now I'll show you how that affects our accounts payables and receivables report. Can we go into accounts receivables now? See. Then if you'll see that $7 million of invoice that was just converted from a quote has now been sitting on our account receivables report, and that will show us the total amount of $7,072,000 of total receivables that we'll be asking for our clients and accounts payables. And then same here as well, we have created an $1,100 invoice from Telet accounts, which we can now see on the accounts payable summary for the business. And the total amount of accounts payables for this business sits at $6,900.27. Yep. And then we'll now jump to bank reconciliation. So while creating invoices and bills correctly and accounting under a correct tax account and balance sheet or profit and loss account is a great way to keep your financials tight and correct. We also have to keep a clean bank statement on Xero. This ensures that the money you have received and spent on your business account is correctly applied to your invoices and bills that you have on your Xero. So I have created an example that for that transaction created on September 12th of 2017 that was sent as an August IAS to the ATO. Now, as you can see, this was just set as example, but that green bar on the bank reconciliation is one of the functions that Xero has to help us saving time. So that is telling us that the invoice or bill that we have on Xero's system is matching up with the information that Xero sees on the bank statement. So if you click OK, that's basically us telling Xero that yes, that amount is the information that we have on the bill for the ATO, and it is correctly applied to a business expenditure. So we will show an example of creating another company tax transfer and reconcile that. So we'll create we'll do ing, and then that would be tax. Yep. And then because income tax is usually BIS excluded item, we'll put it at that, and then the description would be just company tax transfer.
Yep.
And then once you click OK, that is also another way of making sure that the amount that has just gone out from your business account is sitting on Xero, reconciling with your actual cash. And then when we go to invoices, going back to invoices, there is another function that Xero helps us. We have invoice reminders. So let's say that a payment has not come in from the client, even though we have been chasing that a lot. We'll go to invoice reminders and then let Xero remind the customers every 7 days. So 7 days overdue, 14 days overdue, and 21 days overdue with the custom-made email that you have entered in on the system. And when that due date has passed and that registered days has passed, Xero will be sending out an email to remind your clients to make the payment to your account. So this is one of the functions that Xero has built in for you to save your time, and it doesn't create the awkward moment of you calling the clients and asking them to pay your invoices. I'll take that again. Then let's go back to profit and loss balance sheet. And Xero also has a very easy way of viewing the bottom line of your business on a real-time basis. So one of the most important reports that we need to view as a business decision maker or helper assistant is profit and loss statement and balance sheet. So when you click into reports and go into profit and loss in Xero, we'll see a real-time report for the business. So which includes income and operating expenses and the net profit for the period that you have selected to view the report. So this is a very fast way to see whether your business is profitable or in a net deficit. So you can see in which area you'll need to improve on. If you have a budget, it'll be a great way to compare your actual finances to your budget and see which areas you'll need to save or which areas you'll need to increase your revenue. And let's go to balance sheet. And balance sheet is also another report that we view very often to help businesses make the right financial decisions. It is not quite like the profit and loss statement where it is very direct in telling you that whether this business is profitable, but also tells us that how much asset this business holds and how much liabilities this business holds. It also includes account receivables and payables that we have just shown you, and any provisions if there are any, and also tells us there are how many current year earnings or retained earnings this business holds. So it is an indirect way of seeing whether this business is in a profitable trajectory, and compared and coupled with profit and loss, it is a great tool that Xero provides us to help the business owners make the right financial decisions. We can go back to the slides now. So there are a couple of tips and best practices for sole traders, small businesses, and freelancers when you decide to use Xero to manage your finances. The first one is to choose cash basis accounting for your GST tax reporting purposes. Although accrual is one of the ways that we learn to be more accurate in reflecting your actual finances of the business, when it comes to tax and when it comes to dealing with the ATO, and when your business is growing or is small at the moment, choosing cash basis accounting is a better way for you to realize how much tax you'll be paying as under cash basis accounting. Only the cash that you have received will be accounted for when they calculate your GST. When you use accrual basis accounting, at the very moment you invoice or the very moment you receive the bill from your suppliers, will be accounted for as GST applicable transactions, and it might be a bit confusing when you account for your GST transactions. One other tip will be weekly reconciliation. Daily reconciliation would be a better way to go about this, but as we know, when you manage your own business, it's not you don't really get to have a free time going on to Xero and trying to see how much money that you have spent on a business transaction. But having a routine to do it weekly gets you on a clean slate every weekend, and helps you maintain accurate records and match the transactions that are truly business. Having separate business finances is also very important. We do see this from a lot of up and coming small business owners. They tend to have a personal credit card that's been mixed with a lot of business expenditures, and it gets into a really complicated manner of cleaning up the business expenditures and income data to report to the ATO for correct fast reporting. And also another tip is to embrace mobile management. Xero does have a mobile app for you to go in and send bills, receive invoices, and do basic tasks that I've just demoed on the computer. While it might not be very detailed compared to laptops or your computers because of the sheer screen size, it's a better way to have a quick look at your finances, remind your customers and suppliers of your invoices that they have not been paid, and just do it on the go. So I'd like to close off the session with a quick reminder, and it's called Better Bookkeeping Equals Better Financial Decisions. So even though we might not prefer to put expert bookkeeper on our business card, it is also a foundational ground to having a solid financial track record of your own business or your client's business, and to help them or help yourself make better financial decisions. Thank you. And I'll be here to take any questions if you have any.
Question.
I want to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Aditya, and I am studying Master of Finance Management and Law at ANU. I came from Indonesia, and we had lots of different ways of accounting between Australia and Indonesia. To me personally, I don't have experience using Xero, so I got quite a lot of questions, if you don't mind. The first one, that's zero goods for manufacturing company because manufacturing needs lots of business process which needs to be customized every week or every term to create the perfect costing balance for the company. That's my first question. The other one, that's zero good for multiple countries, a client with residing in multiple countries. That zero can do that also. And the third one, what is the strength and the limitation of zero from your personal point of view compared to QuickBooks and Smile and others accounting system? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your questions. For manufacturing industries, we do have a function in Xero that can help you track multiple products and the cost, say, of R&D, cost of manufacturing, cost of running a pipeline. We do have a function on Xero to help you track those. So as you can see here, there are product and services, and there are also projects, a project code on Xero. So once you apply the project code and create a product and services on Xero, and when you apply those code and product to your items, revenue or expenses, Xero on the reports will automatically read and categorize those data that you have input on the system and help you make decisions based on different product lines. So it does have a function to support that. And it does also have a function to help you maintain your inventory on the right number. So it's definitely able to help the businesses, especially manufacturing businesses, make financial decisions. And while Australia is known for service-heavy industry, Xero didn't leave manufacturing industries out of their scope. And second question was, I'm sorry, I lost the second question. Multinational. We do support multinational accounting on Xero.
Yeah.
There is a function that has been recently acquired by Xero called Sift, which can help us consolidate multiple currencies and multiple companies into one report and publish that report as well. I don't think we have time to go through Sift. No, that's not the Sift actually. But we do have external integration that Xero has recently applied called Sift, and that can help you do multinational accounting and consolidate those as well. We do also have a foreign currency accounting that's built into Xero as well. So if this company does a lot of international businesses and has, say, 5 different currencies that's coming in and out, we can definitely account for those as well. And it does have a integrated foreign currency exchange rate in there. So it will calculate realized and unrealized currency gains whereby needed. And last question was
The limit and the strength of Xero compared to others accounting.
as for the strengths, because we mostly help out Australian businesses, I do feel I've personally used MyUp and other Microsoft softwares as well, but Xero definitely does feel a lot lighter. And when it comes to people who are just getting into the field, say business owner or freelancer that's trying to tidy up their finances, it is actually, I would say, one of the top softwares that we can employ and use because it feels more intuitive, it feels lighter, there's no any clunky or a lot of mandatory information that you'll need to have input for any of the information to be used for the reports. So compared to especially Microsoft, I will say that it is a great starting point, and it definitely is a lot lighter. We do have a lot of good support from the Xero community as well, because they are out there 24/7 trying to help us resolve anytime we have issues with the program. Limitations would be, I do hear this from our clients. But when the business outgrows and becomes a lot bigger than what they used to be, they feel like Xero does not support a very large organization. So I can find many different reasons to rebut that, but that it is one thing that the clients have brought up, and they tend to prefer SAP, Microsoft over Xero when that time comes. But I do want to emphasize again that Xero does have the capability to support those large organizations as well. And yes, we do have a lot of good support from the Xero community.
Any other questions?
Yes.
My name is Sarvish Dyak. I'm from Pakistan and working as assistant manager at the Ministry of Information Technology. In Pakistan, there is from several past years, they are working into the IT sector by the development funded project, and the sponsor is the government. So my question is this, in the public sector development projects, there is only funding, and at the end, there's only fund utilization reports can be made instead of profit loss statement and balance sheets. So quarterly based the funds are released, and the chart of accounts already defined which head of account will be charged at regarding expense of whatever. So can Xero implement the Xero on that type of projects? Hope you understand my question. Where there is no revenue, no sales, just funds received from the government, and we can only make the fund utilization statement at the end when the accounting cycle is complete. But there's no balance sheets and profit loss statements are involved. In that scenario, can we implement the Xero accounting software there?
I'll say yes, it's possible. We can consider that as a very beginning stage of a, let's say, startup business in Australia. We don't need to have a consistent revenue. We don't need to start off with a revenue. When we do also have a lot of businesses that function based on government grants. So yes, I'll say that it is possible.
And I think also too, the question probably a bit broad.
Yeah.
Xero been constantly developing over the years. And I think what you're asking for is really a tools of financial tracking. How organization getting funded from government, and then how are we tracking that spending coming into different area of business, say paying for HR, paying for marketing, paying for or distribute the funding into different community sectors. It applied really well in Australia. We call non-profit organization as the third sectors. And in fact, 35% of our clients are the non-profit organization, and some have it funded by the government. So, yeah, grant system work. So it's not a one size fit all. But the thing about Xero is you look at Xero as a platform. Xero was built to be an Apple store. It's not like to do everything for you. Like your questions about manufacturing. There's a manufacturing business. They must use other tools than just your financial tools. For example, inventory management. Well, they orders a lot of stuff from, I don't know, China, Philippines, USA. All that ship coming to the warehouse. Yes, the warehouse manager will use the software, the barcode scan, stuff coming in. The stuff doesn't come into Xero spreader. It's coming in the inventory management software. And from the inventory management software, it's going into another software, which is assembly software. Okay, so the assembly line will have assembly software. You see the script, you see the robots are doing things and assemble all these things. The staff will sit on the floor. If they want to use a screw, they want to use a motherboard, select the stuff coming from the inventory software into the assembly software. Build part of it, finish part of it, coming back into the next person to finish the work. Now, none of that to do with accounting yet, isn't it? However, the word, like I said, Xero is a platform to connect data. The inventory being used would then tell Xero that now you don't have the accounting schools anymore. If someone used it already, hence the balance sheet in Xero, the inventory value gone down, and it talk to the inventory software. Now going out into when the product is finished, it's get this pattern in Central Australia. Guess what? That's when sales recognize. That's when income coming in. That's when inventory going down. That's when cost of goods sold recognized. Hence the bottom line, how much margin and profit made out of that single product. Now Xero is an image that can anything to do with a dollar sign. Whether the inventory coming in, that impact the dollar sign. Yes, someone got to pay for the inventory. So that impact financially, that's where Xero capture the data. When someone feels it, it's gone down. When the sales happen, so the product is sent to customer, that's when revenue going up. So that's when Xero then talk to whatever software in the business to capture that financial data, as well as tax. They're going to Australian borders, and then we tariff, we put tax, GSTs, all this sort of thing. That's when Xero start talking about all this software. Okay, so this is the centrals of financial management system. But around these centralized systems, we have hundreds of apps. Like in our business, we probably have about at least 50, 60 apps that we use every day. In some other clients, they use 20, 30 apps. Even a coffee shop now there is using it's about 10 to 20 apps.
Yeah.
They're all connected to Xero, whether it's HR, inventory, funding controls, stuff, CSC, tax, all things. Okay. We won't cover everything today, but thanks for the question. Got to move on. Thanks, mate. And
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you, Min. Thank you, Suman. So for our next session, we have Jenalle Bushby. So next up is cybersecurity and AI for young professionals. I myself am a software engineer for tailored accounts, and I've been given a masterclass this morning on the importance of having an organization like ACS along with your mentors in your organization behind you, and how technology is actually changing everything. So today, Jenalle is going to talk to us a bit. She is the Canberra branch manager at ACS. She has a wealth of experience, over 15 years at ACS, 7 years as a tech entrepreneur. She's passionate about mentoring students, leading impactful programs for tech community. So let's invite Jenalle over. All right.
Thank you very much. How's everyone doing? It was a great session this morning, right? You want to have this on stretch so you can reset your active listening skills. Let's start. Where's So today firstly, I'm not a cybersecurity or AI expert. I'm the Canberra branch manager for ACS, and I do a lot of this relating to the IT, but I'm not the IT expert, so upfront. But today I would like to share with you how you can leverage your skills using ACS resources for your career journey, not just finance, but your career. Why is not doing this? Just to give a brief of ACS. Can I ask put hands up if you have heard about the ACS? No, who is it? How many? Two? The 2 people? 3. Well done. So for people who have not heard about ACS, ACS is a professional association for tech professionals, for people who work in the IT sector, and mostly those professionals will become member of ACS. In the past 50 years, the majority of members are actually really IT professionals. However, the last couple of years, membership increases from IT professionals as well as people who work in the finance sector, and marketing and HR, because we do a lot to support our members. Basically, if you're the member, and we try to do our best to provide our resource to support your career journey. So ACS have over 40,000 members across Australia. If you heard about the skill assessment, then if you apply for a skill assessment choosing IT as a major to apply, then you will need to apply through ACS. If you skill migration using your accounting skills, finance skills potential, you can apply for CPA. So that gives you a picture of why we're here. Now, why cybersecurity and AI is so important? Because cybersecurity is everyone's business, not just business, not just organization, but every single one of us, because we have a duty of care to taking care of our personal information as well as for the organization. If you work for an organization or if you study at the ANU, you have a duty of care with your assignments or other things. And as I say, I'm not an expert in the cyber and or AI, but I have to learn. I have to increase my knowledge in this area. So recently, there's two examples I'd like to share. On 5th October, ABC News. If you read the news, and there's incident happened to a young group of hackers targeting major companies, and they actually those young talent professionals, I don't know, we should category as a professional because they are hacker. In the other side of the, when we say hacker can be positive, can be dark side. But this group, let's put about the dark side. They're very young and only, I think it's 25 years and under. They managed to form a group to do those hackings. Those hacking phones, sometimes I wonder, and those talents we're not making use for our organizations because they are very, very smart. When you heard the news, a group, a small group, and young kids, they can manage to hacking a big organization and departments to getting data, and that kind of things is just so scary. However, this group, they use AI for the hacking. That's something really, really something I think it's each of us we need to aware of. Sometimes that's not mean the person who do the hacking, but AI. And it comes down to when we're dealing with information and data, we need to be aware. We need to take our duty of care. And the other example is recent Qantas. If you fly Qantas, if you have a frequent flight number, the details being leaked, and what do you do? I think the point is I want to make is that regardless young group or old group or senior group, there is a group. We're watching us do things. How can get your finance data? Tomorrow call you, do you want a mortgage? Or do you want the home loan? Yeah, what about the investor in stock? That kind of things we need to be aware of. So the common threat facing early career professionals is the make a judgment, where I think sometimes we feel we feel not that important. Okay, I'm not sharing this to personal details at once. Credit card detail already aware of, not sharing my credit card details from external for someone I don't need to know, or the website when you go online shopping. And that's kind of simple, But sometimes what I say to my kids is that when you go on the social media, please, when you're on holiday in New York, don't tell everyone you are in New York with my family. That gives opportunity for someone to, oh, this family is no one home. I'm going to check it out. Hey, that is very simple. You're excited. I'm on holiday. I'm in Las Vegas or whatever it is. But the more detail you're sharing, the more risk your family face. That's something I try to teach my daughter. My daughter was, mommy, you don't have friends. I have 2,000 friends. I said, be careful your friends. So that is very basic. We need to educating our, younger generation who are very, very active on the social media. You do not know what they share. Okay, you can make all the friends. Okay, but do not use your full name. Don't give them information. Oh, I live with my mom, my dad, and in balcony or whatever it is. Please do not. I'm just keeping reinforced the education to my kids. But sometimes you just don't know. So that is not different to how we protect our finance data, our personal information. And that's what the cybersecurity hack in, because with her 2,000 friends, probably 50 of them are in the robot on the computer. AI, she knows. That got me worried when she has so many friends, really. I do not know that 2,000 friends, are they true or not? So we just need to remember each of us, we have a duty of care in terms come down to dealing with our data or other person's data, and that comes down to cybersecurity and AI awareness when we're dealing with them. So ACS provides a lot of resources to educating our members. And for me, I'm bringing those resources learning to home to educating my kids. But if you don't know where to find the resources, I really, really encourage you to go to acs.org.au website, because we provide tons of information to educating people, not just IT professionals, but finance, HR, or marketing, because cybersecurity and AI you're not going to avoid it, because I don't know about you, I already using AI myself. So if I'm using AI to do some of my work, I'm expecting you will do the same. So how can we reduce the risk we're using AI in terms of cybersecurity? That is coming down to we need to build knowledge and how we can protect ourselves and others. But doing that, we need to do studies. Same as you're doing your finance study, you need that study. And this is the ACS resources is outside your university course, because those resources are really industry focused, and every scenario is based on real industry scenarios, so you can learn. And there's fundamental courses. I let you to go on ACS website to find out, because there is, regardless you're in finance or marketing or HR or technology, and this path, if you're choosing using in the cybersecurity, because you cannot have only one skills, you have to multiple skills. You have great skills for managing your finance, but at the same time, you will have to have the cybersecurity skills, how you protect your, those regulations, the other skills, and that's where ACS is coming in. We have the basic cybersecurity courses, And we also have introduction to cybersecurity. We have cybersecurity foundation for the IT industry. And those, well, I'm not studying finance, so I don't know that course will be included in your study, but there's a resource available to you if not. And there's also, we have a tool for helping you to identify the skill benchmarking for cyber skills. So one of the requirements you need to assess your cyber skills. So you can use the tool to identify. Next step for you. Cyber, finance, AI, and I really encourage you to use your, empower your capability with ACS and become member, or, go on the ACS website and to discover the resources and support and connecting with the industry partners and employees and drive your personal development and professional development, because nowadays we cannot just only focus on one area. We have to know more than multiple skills for a job. When you have a very strong multiple skills, area of expertise, it opens door for you, because some jobs you may IT job, but you require to have a very strong finance knowledge, and that's you put it in. So who knows? You maybe now you think that you want to become an accountant after finish your study. In fact, not. I think it's IT is better for me because I know finance, and also I know the how to develop software for finance. That's absolutely great options, because you have more options to plan your career path. So what ACS can do for you? ACS provide a lot of resources as I mentioned, and we also have tools for you to assess your current skills, and in order to find your skill gap. For example, you want to today you're finance, you're a student of finance, but you want to become accountant, or even you want to become a CEO like Harry. What skills do you need to take the next step? And that's the tools only ACS have. You can do your self-skill assessment and find that gap. If you in 2 years' time, you want to become Harry, what skills you need? Then that gives you time and give you idea which area you need to pave your career path and to close that gap. To close that gap, not just read it, but you need to do things, right? You need to study, find the gap, find the course to upskilling or reskilling or relearn some of things you already know. So it's very important. Learn and earn certification and digital badges, because when you complete, so there's over 7,000 courses you can do. You don't need to do all the courses. You only find the courses relevant to you. Let's say pick top 5. I want to do this year, okay? And stick that and earn those badges and certificates. That will help you for apply for next job or future job or become whatever is entrepreneur, because that is proof to potential employees. I have studied this, I completed this, and I earned those badges. Show and show what you have learned. And now I really like the opportunity to put those learning in practice. That will give you a very good pitch for a job. One sense. ACS also running mentoring programs, and we run 2 mentoring programs per year. Each program lasts for 6 months, and when 6 months program, and each month, each program you will be assigned a mentor and to guide you through helping you identify the area you can work towards to achieve your goal. So those two programs is very, very welcome by our members because the mentoring program only available for members and that's exclusively. So those, and sometimes I introduce my connections to my mentee when, for example, one of my mentee who just finished graduate from UC, she really want to find a job on the data science, and without the experience, and also because she only just got a PR, a lot of Canberra's job actually is not very friendly for international students. So I was able to guide it to reprioritize what you need to do next. For you do the hard work, finish your study. So what's next? So you have to make it clear what. So I was able to introduce other people, other professional to her to give her the advice area that I don't have. That's knowledge I don't have. So data science, where those jobs coming from, and I know how to find a job, where to looking for, but still need someone else in that industry knowledge to help. So I was able to introduce someone to help her as well as for my mentee. And the other things we talk about, we run over 40 events over the year and sometimes more. Those events is great for you to engage with the industry partners, in industry employees, because this is one of the things I also try to educate my daughter. I say you spend your time just with your the two three friends every time. What kind of advice, they are on the same age of you and they are on the same level of knowledge of you, what kind of additional advice they can give you? But they are my friends. I say, understand, but you need the friend outside your friend, okay? So I'm not discouraging her to stick with her friend, best friend group, but if you want to have your professional life, you want to prepare your career path, you need to expand your friendship. So you need to learn how to engage with potential employees. And when you get in, those events basically can open door for you. If you never be there, you could not see the opportunity. So to say that. As part of membership, you will receive an up-to-date report in terms of the current trends, in terms of technology, digital, and cybersecurity, and AI, and all those things. I think it's in my view, it's relevant to every one of us. So cyber knowledge is very important. At the moment, we run because October this month is a cybersecurity awareness month. So we actually produce a lot of material to helping our members increase their cyber knowledge. You can learn from the actual course or from the free courses. So you can scan the QR code if you're interested, find out more. And most important things is that we learn every day. We cannot stop learning. So we need to learn. So learn and earn digital badges. I really like you to remember. So do the courses and earn those certificates and badges to just preparing for your next step, because you will realize that they are so valuable to you. You may not need it today, but you may need it tomorrow. As I said, there's more other benefits that you to explore. Okay, mentoring program I have talked about. The mentoring program we are opening for application next month. So the program will start in February. But that's, I say, it's member only. If you're interested, you have to become member. And as a member, you also have the access to the job opportunity on the ACS career platform as well. Questions?
Student member?
Student membership. Here we go. So you probably can read this. Eh? How much money you spend for your study each year. And every dollar, or sometimes not dollar, that's all airtime, it's investment. Think about spending $6 per month. You're getting all the resources from ACS. Is worth the investment or nah? That's your choice. But for me, I will really encourage you to think about investing yourself. If you are student at UC or CRT, actually you can receive a complimentary student membership. But if ANU or currently your part-time students, $72 for 12 months, including GST, and also you can tax deductible. So
$6 only, then cost $4.
and where can you find that deal?
Thank you.
So think about, and let me know if you have more questions, because otherwise I don't want to take too much of your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then stretch our legs. You can talk to our founder, our CEO and founder Harry. You can talk to our accountants, or if you are interested in IT or development, you can talk to either Jenalle or me. Yeah, but before we go for a break, let's all come ahead to just take a picture. Yeah, all right.
Some cookies, get some fresh air if you want to. Don't be shy.
Please come ahead or towards the podium and.
Yeah.
If I can, this is my area. How people come down, standing here. How people. Yeah, so moving forward a little bit, because if you see the lights, that is not good.
Okay.
Forward a little bit. And if I can put you here and you here, so your face won't be in the light.
Okay. I would request everybody at the back to please come ahead, because these guys are really tall.
Yes.
Sorry. If you all could stand ahead of them.
So stay here. I'm sorry. Right here. You're here. You are moved. And you're here. And you are behind, maybe. Yeah. And then. Oh, I'll just try to find the 12 people. You're behind. Yes, we'll wait for that gentleman. Yep. And yes, this way. Yes, this way. We need to do some balance. Color. Oh, of course. Yeah. If you can, I can give you this here. And let's see.
Jenalle.
Yes.
You as well.
Me too. I'm going to make this one. Okay, you. What are you?
Take one.
That should have come next. Yes. Yes, at least. Showing in front or use maybe like this.
Right.
I cannot see you. Maybe you are so in the gap. Just like here, stay here. So it is like so you have to. If you cannot see her around, she won't be able to see you. Can you say?
Yeah.
Can you see her?
I cannot see you.
And then you,
All right.
you probably here
We go.
like this. Yes. Sorry, Gina, very picky.
Well, the lighting will be better. Top lighting down the middle.
Yeah.
But yes. Okay. 3, 2. One more. Yeah. Do you want changing some pose or anything?
Yeah.
Yes. How good. Anyone want to do another pose or
Well, if one of these people become a prime minister, this photo is the most expensive photo. Never know. Come on, help yourself and drink.
Yes.
Once you finish the drink, please put the things away into the big one.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have to have all this. Cookies. So,
And then you got to your car. Just a bit of housekeeping. Once you use the box with you, just put it in the lift and make sure that you don't throw anything around. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
your email ID? I will share it with you.
Next.
You need help with
Yes.
it's a
How do you use this?
if once it's blank and press it because the automatic and this milk I think is expensive, but if you want to the fresh milk, take the break. Yes, it's soft drinks you want to have.
Yeah.
The classic thing from that. Yeah.
Last year.
Now you can fit. You can get 2, 1, 3. You can use the.
Oh.
your name again, sorry?
Yeah, I'm Jared Sharpen. Jared. Jenalle. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Last semester, it's my first semester. Yeah, I applied for the head of planning certificate. But I failed. I even though I received the education of the nothing to workplace. I think it's very reasonable because it's my first semester.
Not really, but you got to not really with like
Yeah.
so it's and we only think about 5. But it's fine. It's really the prioritizing. I think you I think so. Does you do it master?
Yeah, master actually it's and I will on all days, yeah, the
when you apply for the next mention that you've done.
I don't see here, so I mean, for this semester, the child side like that, but I don't see that there is a big, you know, foundation. This is very
The next step is okay. Need some updates because when I review the website, it's all like two options. I think it's just not updated. Yeah.
So I don't think the new term is normally I would contact us on this kind of set.
Cheers.
Where did it come from?
I do know the like virtual. Yeah, I think it's your
What did it start with?
same kind and I do bookkeepers experience kind of as well as the audit. I'm enjoying it a lot. I see it's you know, marketing. I love the and I really want to start accounting career.
Well, you know what you want to do.
For example, what I can't do is what the relevant to a person based on the
You guys studying at what do you
the on the mastery is on the next part, introductory to the session process, and then different organic resume.
Yeah, so the idea of doing an undergraduate of software engineering, so in environmentary, so yeah, more like shooting rocks in the outback. Not exactly space, it's space from like SpaceX or the typical space agency, but just like a side thing.
You know, that's
interesting investment in Canberra, what about actually for assets. And the actual contracted the clause for they one year can.
That's right, yes.
Like the engineers come from
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of the gap technology come from America, so it's and in Canberra too.
So it's more out westward. Yeah, so like rural, rural New South Wales.
When I was a student, I classic like somewhere else explore.
No, limited. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot to see in Australia, but it's also a pretty big place. So,
we must expect.
well, yeah, you need but yeah, if we could go to group sometimes, we're doing graduate college, we'll have some wine festival, like a festival. We're a pretty big Italian town. If you're looking for instance to come up through.
So.
So if you like to travel a lot, maybe you might consider aviation. There is the Canberra Aero Club if you're interested in like using aircraft. But
Yes.
would you do aviation if you had the chance, or
All of my friends like it, and I follow it all. Aircraft.
Yeah. So it's, we have.
I think now.
To be about.
I was saying for a while, we sold about like a lot of flights. Don't have better like. That's was one to see.
yeah, I think I saw some of where they had like flying cars. Yeah. And also, you know, how much planning it takes, it doesn't even fly to begin with. Like, you have to like go on a couple of apps, measure the wind speed, and then do some calculations of what you do, and then you have to not only fly while you're doing it, you always have to like take like every 20 minutes you have to check if you're up to planning good sort of. So
I found it a few like I've done a similar activity in the spot in line. There's a flight simulation. Quite
yeah.
I say what the aircraft is doing,
Yeah.
and landing and taking off. So these days when I'm landing, like flying city. The aircraft landing in front of me, what they do, that opens for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stay around.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying very much. So it's brother.
It has to be too many times a year out.
But also,
You're not. Yes.
Yeah, so this company will feel the one of the this is the association. So this is the.
And you could. Oh, but I did the presentation. It's yeah, not the yeah, so normally I do so
The second not like it.
my party like the professor. Yeah, I should like so he brought me on to know I had a bunch of students and like coming to you. So we got a couple of scenes for the.
Something like that, my manager is pretty small, something like that. It's the message with also the national Australia
We don't pull it outside. This is good.
only like she
But
that's why relationship is lecture.
the first
Maybe
when you found this concept, something else. It's not funny to be that.
I was thinking about like maybe we can have so
Yeah, I forgot. I actually.
We have an event in your professional.
So what is that?
That's a that's for okay. sometimes show them how you really network you that is
Like this, related on.
yeah, that's right. So we was a group of emerging professionals.
Today too.
Then I have
We have to have a
yes.
I had the public. You want to find?
Còn mà em chuyển cái xây dựng chuyển nào gặp phụ thì yes.
Not like that. Maybe.
All right, guys, can we take a seat? We will begin again. Hi, guys, can we take our seats again, please? Let's. Yeah. All right. So I would like to do a very quick introduction of Harry. So Harry is the CEO and founder of Tailored Accounts. He is the basic reason why we are all here today. On top of running a company, he devotes countless hours of volunteer mentorship positions, including at the Millhouse Accelerator Program, Innovation ACT, and Griffin Accelerator Startup Program. Today, he's going to present about BIS Money Mastery, which stands for Business Intelligence Systems for Individuals. He'll be sharing a powerful system for managing your personal cash flow, planning for retirement, and making smart decisions to grow your wealth. Let's give a round of applause for Harry. Yeah.
Thanks, Davina. Can you hear me at the back? All good? No worries. Thanks for coming today. And I know that the exam's coming up. Who doesn't have an exam here? Everyone had an exam, right? Coming up. And you've seen what we're doing today, right? Some of you might question, why do we do what we're doing? Why do we do what we're doing? You see how Jenalle and her team volunteer helping us to organize this event. This is their venue. Actually, our office is not far from here. So our office is 24 Lonsdale Street in Braden. And you've seen how much attention to details that they even lining everyone up, make sure that everyone is in the photo. Our philosophy is doing beyond our duty. People think that we are an accountant and we train as an accountant. And often thinking about an accountant, you think about someone doing the pays, doing the accounting software, doing tax, you work in tax clinics, or audit other people. You know, often you hear about auditor coming into business to feel frightened, scared. What happened if they found the mistakes? You're talking about ATLs, when there's a letter coming from a tax man saying, hey, you haven't paid tax for 7 years. You know, you hear about meetings, board meetings, where you have to prepare reports and you got to send it out by 7 a.m. tomorrow mornings, and the accountant sitting there and working their heads off, spreadsheet over spreadsheet, really mechanical. At the government levels, when you see government having like elections or budget release, people actually stay up all night to get the budget paper ready for the next morning. So typically you think of us accountants, you think that kind of mechanical and really tedious attention to details, quite a serious job, a lot heavy to do with money. So why did we do what we're doing here? When this program started in 2017, I came to Australia 20 years ago as an international student as well. And like many of you, we had our families and our parents basically said to me that I got a little funding for you to go abroad and study because I studied in Vietnam too, got a university degree in Vietnam. So we all, as an international student, we didn't expect anything. You come here, you study, you meet people, you learn English, you got qualification. You hope that when you go home, you got a better advantage. It's like I don't know where you come from, like Pakistan, China. We got anyone else? Any other countries where you come from? From Vietnam, Davina from India, Sui from China, and Min from Korea originally. But quite competitive landscapes, right? Like in Vietnam, there's 100 million kids. And kids like us, when we will study at high school, to get into universities, there's one versus 1,000. Because there's only about a handful, like 20, 30 universities, a public university where we don't have to pay. Our parents did not have to pay for education. That's why the ratio is really, really harsh. And coming back to that, international student coming here 20 years ago, I will struggle, like many of you, trying to find jobs. So how we recruited our staff is actually throughout all this program and our engagements with university sectors in the last 10 years. I still remember there's a professor who came to our office, Dr. Vinh Lo, and he said, Harry, I was thinking about creating an internship program between university and the private sectors. And I said, I've been doing it for years. Wait, let's formalize it. So then he created that ANU internship program. Jared, you mentioned it today. Was actually with me, a conversation with me and that professor to create that program for university students. And because we all felt that there's a big gap there to fill, that there's student doesn't have to be international student, domestic student too, that we found that whatever we learn post university is not relevant to what we trying to get into the job, because like Jenalle mentioned that people wanted you to know about cybersecurity, wanted you to know about how to do team workings, how to do public speakings. Like me and Sui, they clearly did some presentation at the university. Or Davina did some presentation for her projects, and I've seen her running things on the university program, like the exhibition featuring all the technology. But MC, that's a different level. So to the peak periods in 2018 and 19 before COVID hit, we used to host these events at CPA Australia, and we used to have up to like 100 university students came in and learned, believe it or not, and we stream live features into others university as well. And so this program is really to help people finding the gap, filling up the gap between university and practice. It's about improving your employability. It's about sharing what we've learned with you. Like over the 20 years, I personally have learned a lot.
That's correct.
Not just the technical skills. We're talking about Xero, which is how to operate Xero, how the software operates, how to navigate through what the function of the accounting software is, and what the accountant actually doing on their daily job. And then you learn about, how do you bridge the gap between university theory, get the qualifications into practice. That's come to ACS as a membership organization. Like we are members with CPA, and I'm also a member with ACS. You say, well, accountant, why did you want to be a member with ACS? Accountant, but we learn software, we use software, we adapt technology. So why aren't we be a member of an association that embrace about things like cybersecurity? And I'll give you an example. Some of our clients have high turnover, let's say like $25 million turnover business. And if they're doing well, after $25 million turnover, they probably make 5-10% margin. That means a lot of money going out. Right? We pay the employees, we pay the staff, we pay the tax office. sometimes one transaction that we load up to the bank for client is worth like a few $1,000,000. Okay, so if our staff aren't, care about the cybersecurity factors, they'll become a target. Because a hacker would know that this guy transacts a lot of money. So they will want to get into our account somehow, and then on the day that we're doing the pay, they get it. We had customers who've been compromised before. Well, the hacker actually is so sophisticated, quietly getting in the back end of the software, and then it's changing the bank account details for half of the employees, including the CEO. And so the next day when the bookkeeper or the accountant doing the payroll, guess where the money is going to? And the client lost money they never recover. Okay, so look beyond and do beyond what you're doing, and you've all done really well. We had about 40 to 50 registrations. And those people that step outside their comfort zone, which is sitting in your desk or in your bed, study lecture notes, prepare for exams and get the HD, that's you. You step outside that box and become, you want to learn. You want to be ready for work. And that's, to me, you're ready for work. Just by saying that's the attitude that we're looking for. And that's what we at TA embrace people to step beyond what they're doing and do things like this. And that's why ACS is there to make sure that even people working full time, doing the same job over the years, like rubber stamp or writing code on the computers, they have to step outside to look. Because whatever knowledge that you have in that little cohort will soon be expired. And we talk about AI. AI is a friend. It's not an enemy. But you have a friend, a tool that is soon going to be smarter than you. Guess what you have to do? You have to compete, right? So it then become a friend for you. Like imagine at the high school when you prepare for a major exam. I and my best friend used to go to the library together and study together. Just because that's friendship. Now, so coming back to the topic today, and I'll get Min to come in soon to help me with a bit of a clicking through the screens. And like I said, there's technical skills that Min presented about software, about Xero. And when you go to interview, you can say, oh, actually, I've seen Xero. The interviewer will say, oh, do you know what software we use? We're using Xero, and, we're looking for someone to able to navigate Xero and help us with account payable. I said, yeah, I've seen it. I've learned it through the program with an accounting firm. And so my talk today is around financial management. Over the last 10 years, I have basically started